Hey folks, it's Jim. I wanted to do a video today on, are you in the market for a vehicle? Or are you preparing to be, to take advantage of this moment in time, which is going to be spectacular, in my opinion, what's coming. Let me open with a disclaimer. This is not automobile purchasing advice, financial advice, or advice of any kind. Please seek out professional advice that is right for you and all your affairs. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, but what I'm seeing out there, and many others as well, if you're into finance, you see there's a complete liquidity crisis coming in the auto industry, and that has to do with dealers and the manufacturers themselves. Manufacturers are in a little better shape, but dealers, on the other hand, are going to start getting inventory piled up, and this is going to be a wonderful opportunity for us who have been patient, that didn't follow the herd, the sheep, to purchased during these ridiculous valuations on a depreciating asset called a vehicle, right? I mean, I couldn't believe what people were paying for trucks and SUVs. It was insane. And I think you can all agree with that. And now the exact opposite is going to happen. So, the purpose of this video is to make you aware of what's coming, and that if you've been prepared for this cycle like myself, you are ready to take advantage of it, which I am. And I have selected 4 SUVs that I want, and so they're on my hunting list, and whoever makes me the best deal at the time during this cycle, when the time is right, that's the SUV I'll probably be driving after this. And I have some things that I want to do. Have a specific need for an SUV, and now because of this cycle, I'm holding off and I'm waiting to get the exact thing that I want at the price that I want. And it's going to be savings. I think some of us will be saving upwards of $20,000 during this cycle on particular vehicles. Okay? So keep that in mind. And what's going on? Well, Ford, Toyota, and others are beginning to start flooding the market with low cost alternatives. Okay? And that has to do with the Maverick, and now Toyota's coming out with a competitor to the Maverick. So now there are low cost alternatives coming into the market that are very versatile vehicles, and most of them hybrid, right? So now you're going to get better gas mileage, you're going to get a lower cost vehicle, and it's going to be far more versatile potentially. So that is a disruptor. Then you have Elon Musk is dropping prices, lower cost Teslas. He's trying to get below 25,000 on an entry level Tesla, right? So, and I believe he's succeeding. So we have millions potentially of vehicles hitting the market at far less cost that are brand new. Now, I think one of the best markets is going to be the 2 to 3 year old lease return market on SUVs and other things that people greatly overpaid for. Gas prices are higher, yada, yada, yada. So, the market has been exhausted because during that period, people were using Carvana, other things, and getting totally upside down in a depreciating asset. So now we're going to have this new liquidity crunch, and I think it's going to be a perfect cycle. We're going to have limited buyers, and we're going to have excess inventory, and we're going to have a liquidity crunch in the entire industry, all happening at the same time. And this means opportunity if you're prepared in this moment. Okay, so that's what this video is really about. Are you prepared to possibly take advantage of this wonderful opportunity that's about to come upon us? There's a major national bank that just shut down all auto loans and industry loans for the entire auto industry. No more. They cut it off completely. And I think other banks are going to do the same thing shortly. And it's going to further tighten that liquidity crunch. Ford has gone to the government and wants $2 billion, I believe. Okay, so don't quote me on this. And I'm not saying yay or nay if this is true. This is all rumor, okay, that Ford is asking for a liquidity injection so that they can produce certain vehicles in the US, okay? So just like we had the CHIPS Act, some of the manufacturers may be going and saying, hey, we want our piece of the pie as well, so we can further industrialize within the US. Now we'll see. There's some factories going in Tennessee and other things, but those are for different videos. Right now, what I want to focus on is the liquidity crunch that's coming. okay, in the entire industry. And banks are tight and they will not loan. So those valuations are going to have to drop 10, 20, 30% below the value of the vehicle to even qualify for a loan. So that leaves 10, maybe 15% of the country who can write a check for a vehicle able to take advantage of this opportunity, because the lending institutions, they're tightening their belt on everything, aren't they? And the liquidity crunch is going to get tighter and tighter and tighter in this particular industry. So no one be aware of that. And so many people are going to have their credit scores destroyed when they turn in these overpriced vehicles that they're upside down in. That increases inventory and reduces the number of potential buyers, because these people obviously don't have enough cash to go buy a vehicle, or they wouldn't be turning in a vehicle with a loan that they're upside down in, correct? Plus credit scores drop, liquidity tightening from the banking institutions, less consumers for the entire market that's about to be flooded, in my opinion, okay? So be aware, be wise, and take advantage of this great opportunity. Remember back when the housing market crashed, I didn't panic, none of that. I stayed level-headed, clear, got my house. Not only was it a foreclosure that was seriously marked down to like 50% of its value, but then I was able to get the foreclosure at almost 50% off from the foreclosure price. Okay, it was ridiculous what I got this place at. So, and now it's worth 4 times what I paid for it easily. Okay, so my point is, I think this moment in the auto industry is going to be the same thing. If you don't listen to fear porn and all that other stuff, you just stay focused on your needs and what your life needs to be about, I think you will have a great opportunity. We will have a great opportunity to take advantage of this moment in time, just like the housing market back when. You know, you didn't follow the herd. You haven't been part of the sheep. You have been yourself. You've remained level-headed and straightforward and taking care of the best things that are for you. And now I think this is your moment in time as well to get possibly twice as much vehicle as you thought you could, and possibly one of the best values in the auto industry that will ever be. Okay, so remember, these are all my opinions. These are all my many of this is forecasting and assumptions, and we'll see how it all plays out. My gut feeling tells me about July. With the banks starting to shut the auto industry down now, I'm thinking possibly by July the inventory will be so great the dealers are going to the manufacturers are going to force the dealers to liquidate. Okay, and the dealers, remember, have to pay for any of these vehicles that are on their lot. They have to pay interest on them. So they're going to be forced to dump for liquidity just to stay afloat, possibly. All right, there's my spiel for today. I hope all is well. Life's treating you good. Please, you know, if you've been smart through this whole cycle, you are prepared to pounce on probably one of the best deals in the automotive industry that's ever going to be. You know, and I think it's coming, and it's going to be a moment in time, just like the housing market was a moment in time, right? And then it went right back to irrational psychosis of overpaying for housing, didn't it? So be ready. That's my message for today. I know that I am. I've selected 4 vehicles that I want, and whichever one I get the best deal on is the one I'm going to pounce on, right? So I've made my list. Have you made yours? And are you considering that if your needs are that you possibly need to replace a vehicle with something new and all of that? Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Hope life's treating you good. Keep your eyes open, folks. I think it's coming. Jim out.